So we're coming into winter and it's time to fish with these. Look at that. What a gorgeous grayling that is. And we're going to go through how we go about catching these, trotting, but very happy with him. I'm going to slip him back and carry on fishing. So what an incredible fish that was. That in actual fact was a couple of days ago. It was a very, very short into evening session where I just came down here for the first time to see if it's worth doing a video. And going by that fish, it was. So that's why I'm back. A couple of days later, and I'm on a stretch of the River Frome down in Dorset, on this section which has been rumoured to produce 3-pounders every year. And going by that fish that was 211, I suspect the rumours might be true. Now, I don't know if we're going to catch up with fish that big today. Who knows? It's hard to tell with fishing, isn't it? But if we don't, hopefully we will catch a few fish, regardless of size, and enjoy a really nice day today in the Dorset countryside. This still feels a bit too pacey through here. I mean, I'm giving it a go, but it just feels a bit quick. Yeah, I will. I'll give it a go. So when using a fixed ball reel, you know, I was keen to use a fixed ball reel in the video because I did want to show you that you can use your fixed ball. Generally, I do prefer a pin, I've got to be honest, but you absolutely can use your fixed ball reel for this style of fishing. You know, you just need to make sure you've got the right line on, and then just cast the float out in the river, and you're just using your finger on the spool very, very lightly, just to pay off line and just let that float just go down the river. You know, takes a little bit of practice, but not really. Like I say, one of the reasons I love this style of fishing is because it's so simple. So yeah, yes, I love a centre pin. I know Korum have got some new centre pins out, so check those out. But you know, if you've not got a pin, the main thing is that you get out there and you give it a go. And if that means using your fixed ball reel, then use your fixed ball reel. Many people I speak to feel like certainly on bigger rivers, the fixed balls are more versatile. So yeah, whatever tackle you're using, get out there and try it and give it a go. Nothing, I still think it's just a bit pacey. Keep moving. Let's trickle a few maggots in and see if we can catch something on this near side. Yeah, this swim looks quite good on this near side. Doesn't look very deep, but deeper than up there, and it has slowed off slightly. It's probably a bit too deep. Thing is, with the depth, it's to keep tweaking the float until it catches the bottom and then shallow it up a bit. That's what I tend to do. Let's just plop this in this near edge and let the flow do its thing. No, nothing on that trot through. Let's try even closer in the edge. Oh, that felt like a bite, and now I've got myself caught up. Brilliant. Very light lines, so you can't pull for a break. Oh, that's not a great start. Well, if there was something in the edge, it's probably gone now. Or a joker. Yeah, that wasn't quite as professional as I'd hoped. Oh well. This is looking good, this area. Just on this bend again, we've got a lot of creases and things to explore. Give it a go. It's a good thing about a fixed ball, where when a river widens out as much as this, helps with your casting a bit. I'm not finding many fish in the slats today. Makes me wonder if they are actually in the faster water. So I'll start exploring that rather than avoiding it. Just go in it. Yes, fish on. And we don't know what it is, so we will go very light with it. I find with grayling, as soon as you strike into one, hold it for a little bit. Literally just hold it, don't try and do anything. Feels like it's got snagged on something. What's it got caught in? Oh, I think it slipped the hook. I don't know what it caught me in. Look at that. What a shame. It has dumped me in some weed. Very annoying. So let's have a quick look at the tackle that I'm using today. I'm using a 14-foot float rod. I like a long rod so I can get out in the river. I'm using a fixed ball reel. Onto the reel, and this is where it does get quite important, I have got 4-pound glide finesse line. Now, get the line right in this style of fishing. When you're trotting, you want a line that's very fine, goes through the eyes of the rod, really silky smooth. If it's too thick, it doesn't go through the eyes as nicely. Also, pick a line that floats. The glide mono, especially finesse stuff, it sits on the surface beautifully. And you want to make sure the last thing you want is a bow in the line between the rod tip and the float. You want constant contact with that float, and a fine line that floats is going to help you do that. Now, when it comes to choosing a float, there's a whole range of floats that we could use for this style of fishing. I often use the Avon floats or the Speci sticks, but what I've opted to use in this session, having had a quick look up and down the stretch, is the missile floats. Now, the reason I've chosen a missile float is that certainly a lot of the water in this initial part of the stretch is quite shallow, and a stubby sort of missile float like this is going to work better in shallow water, I feel. I don't want something with a long stem. But what I should say, it's just held on with a couple of elastics, and because I'm using the quick change Olivettes, I can very quickly chop and change that float, depending on the swim that I'm in, depending on the depth and the pace of the flow. I can very easily chop and change that float. I've selected a 4-gram float. That is because the water is quite fast along this stretch. And I need a float, I need a weight that will get those maggots down in the water. 4 gram I think is what I'm going to start with. And I should say, even though it's quite pacey, I am going to be looking for creases and eddies and something that's just off the fast water ideally, but I still think 4 gram feels about right to start with. Coming down there, we've got the float, we've then got an Olivette, the quick change Olivette with a quick change swivel. And then I've got a hook length that is about 8 inches maybe, and that is of lighter fluorocarbon 3-pound breaking strain and a size 14 hook. Now, something on the hooks when you're fishing for grayling, they are so good at shaking the hook, and getting the hook right is a bit of a dilemma, and it's something that's important to try and get right. You will get more bites on a smaller hook with a finer wire, like a whisker barb style hook. You will get more bites, there's no doubt about that. But the problem is that you might not land as well. Well, you will not land as many as if you used a slightly larger hook with a slightly thicker wire. Now, Given that really what I'm trying to do here is catch a specimen grayling, not necessarily lots of grayling. I don't want lots of bites, but if I do get that bite from a good one, I want to make sure I land it. So therefore, I've decided to step up. That is size 14. As I say, it might stop me getting as many bites, but certainly if I do hook the grayling that I'm after, I've got a much better chance of landing that fish. What I would say is if I'm fishing for hours and I'm not getting bites, I probably will scale down that hook. And I'll probably just put one of the Korum maggot hooks on. Onto that hook, I'm going to fish with maggots. Double red maggot, probably more like double because of the slightly larger hook than I would normally use. But I will switch between single and double maggot. In terms of how much I feed, I've got them just on my front in a pouch and just literally feeding them little and often. You don't need to heave in loads, literally a dozen maggots or so every other trot, every other run down. And it's just really, really easy fishing actually. I think people think this is quite technical, but it's absolutely not. It's, I think that's one of the things that I really do love about it. You don't need much stuff, minimum amount of gear, and just moving around the river, looking at some likely spots, and yeah, just trickling in some maggots and trying to string together a few fish. I've walked quite a long way and I found this swim, which I think it's worth spending a bit of time in. I keep moving a lot, I'm not very patient, but this swim looks so good that I think I need to just stay here for a while, get some maggots going and try and get something going. So yeah, let's give it a go, get some maggots out, feed the swim for a bit, and then I'll run a float through. We have hooks out half decent again. Just holding it at the moment, whatever it is quite a decent fish. See if we can get it over on that far bank where the water's sort of dead. So at the moment it's getting in the flow. There we go. Hasn't got the same beam as when it's not in the flow. It is a grayling. Lovely. Problem is we have got this flow in front of us that's pretty quick. Makes me feel like the one that we lost a minute ago probably was a grayling as well, which is a bit annoying. The water's quite dead just in front of us. There we go. Get in the net. Lovely. So there we are. A lovely little grayling. Just moved into this peg and I lost a nice one, what felt like a nice one, and I've had this one. Whoa, they're wiry, so I'll get him back and we'll see if we can catch something a bit bigger. We've got another fish on. Just being a bit careful with it because we don't know what it is. When we first hook into him, I'm doing nothing. Getting a feel for the size of the fish. I'm trying to go into that fast flow as it does. Can't really pull them too much in this flow. I've got a area of slack over the back and that's where I want them to stay really. Yeah, this could be the one. Gets in the flow, we just sort of got to let it go a bit. I just got to get it across this fast water here and then I can net it. That's what we want. We just want it in. That's it, in this water there. Just got to do half a turn. Oh, get in. Oh, you might not have seen that because, oh, that was a bit crazy. I had to bring it up the near bank where it's slack, but we have got one and it looks like a good one. So here we are. We have managed to get another one, and quite a nice one. Oh, they're so wiry, these fish. Look at that fin coming up. Oh, I'm not going to mess around with him. I'll give him a very quick way and then get him back. But yeah, he's a nice one. They're so lively. So I gave that one away too, and that was £2. So the one at the start of the video, 2.11, that one too. Smaller one, well, smaller couple, but yeah, it does look like the average stamp along here might be quite good. Certainly fish worth fishing for. Just hooked another one, and I hooked it in the fast flow, so I really did let it go. So I've got quite a lot of line that I've got to try and get back now. But once it's out the flow, I don't mind giving it a bit more. Feels like another good fish. Come on, be one of the real big ones. It's really heart-stopping stuff, purely because they are so good at shaking the hook. Oh, I think it is another grayling, and it looks like another good one. Yeah, it is. Right, let's get serious. There he is. That's it. There he goes. And so after roaming the banks quite a long way, I seem to have found an area that they like, and look at him. Oh, I promise you it's a different fish again. It looks like another £2. But yeah, wriggly as ever. Let's slip him back. Oh, superb. I like to carry as little amount of gear as I can on these trotting sessions. You're constantly moving around, sometimes walking for miles, and a lot of gear is definitely going to slow you down. So yeah, go as light as possible, and I think you'll definitely have a more successful and enjoyable session with this style of fishing. You'll notice that I'm wearing the vest, the roving vest, which, you know, that's got all the items of tackle in it I need. Plenty of pockets, you know, all my hooks and my Olivet, hook lengths, you know, all my bits and pieces, fish care stuff and everything will fit in this vest. So that means no need for bags, nothing like that. So going really super light. Also, I've got the pouch on my front here. It's a Progress pouch. So if I open it up, I have got two boxes in there, bait boxes. One's full of maggots and the other one has just got some other additional items of tackle in, which is quite nice. So I've got a little bit more storage there. But yeah, a really nice pouch. Of course, you could empty all your maggots into it if you want. But like I say, quite like keeping them in the boxes because then I can actually add tackle in one of the boxes. I certainly would suggest a pouch. Get a pouch, invest in a pouch because you are constantly feeding. You don't want to be bending down and getting it out of the tub. So yeah, get yourself one of these pouches and that'll certainly help you with your trotting. And of course, all that leaves is a small mat that's on my back. I've got my rod, I've got my net. And again, I think that is why I really have fallen in love with this style of fishing. You can do it for grayling, you can do it for roach, you can do it for chub. And yeah, it's just such a small amount of gear. On a winter's day, there's nothing like roving the river. You stay warm, go light, and you can catch some beautiful fish. If you're wondering where my vest is, there it is. I took it off purely because I seem to have, I'll turn this around, I seem to have found them in this area. And yeah, it's got fairly mild. So I thought I'd take the vest off now that I've not roaming around as much. And yeah, a couple of £2 grayling. Fantastic. Very, very happy. I'd say actually don't overfeed. I think I'm a classic overfeeder. I put too much in. I can't help it. So I'm trying to force them onto the hook by giving them tons of maggots. You are definitely best off being quite sparing with them, I think. Just literally a pinch every now and then. I like moving around, so a bit concerned that I got stuck in one spot, but you know, if you start catching them then... And also, it's a bit like I said earlier, if you find an area where it looks good, then definitely spend a bit longer there, feed some maggots, sort of try and get them going. You know, it's in the other swims, I'm not really trying to get them going, I'm just trying to drop on a fish. As I've done on the others, literally just hold it initially, because it's that first bit where they go a bit crazy. There we go. Just a little one this time. We won't mess about with him. We will get him straight back. Right at the bottom of the hooks ain't decent again, right at the bottom of the trot. Let's go gentle just in case it is that big, and it's not a small fish. I can feel straight away it feels like a good one. That other big one I had right at the bottom of the trot, it's definitely got some weight to it. Could be another big grayling. It's a very big fish, this one. I can feel it is. Please don't come off. We do not want to lose it. Got to be patient. Yes, come on. This is it. Here it comes. It's a really good fish. Apologies again if you can't see much. Come on, come on, come on. There it comes, look. There it is, look. Oh my word. What a fight that is. That's incredible. Oh. We will weigh this one together because it does look like a proper good one. Just set those to 0. There we go. If you can see that, 0, 0. $2.14. Look at that. Can you see that? Superb. And we have got a proper one. There we are. Just a couple of ounces off the £3 mark. £2.14. Absolutely chuffed to bits with that. Playing these fish is so hairy. With the light lines and the small hooks. Apologies if it's not coming out that well on camera. The fight, just having to be so careful, so gentle with them. Yeah, decent sized grayling in fast water on small hooks. Nightmare. So it's just repeat now. Literally just pinch your maggots. There's another one. Oh, he's come off. But, you know, it's now we've got them going on these maggots, definitely. And we just repeat, repeat, repeat. Wasn't concentrating there, was trying to talk. But, yeah, getting regular bites now. Right, just hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. Hold it. It's actually taken it really far down the river. Started off light and now it feels like it could be a bit heavier. Oh yeah, no, it's bigger. I thought it was a little one, but it's not. It's another good one. It's going upstream. I like the idea of it doing that. Let's see if we can get it in the net. Come on. No, it's got in that fast water. Right, it's coming up the near bank. It's coming up the near bank. Keep it coming, keep it coming, keep it coming. Oh, it's fairly lightly hooked. There you go, it's in. Oh, oh, it was horrific. Yeah, not quite as big. 2.8. I thought it was bigger, that one. And I can't believe what an incredible session this has been. Look at that, they keep coming. Last knock-ins. And this one, £2.8. Whoa, whoa, whoa. In absolutely perfect condition, this one. What, whoa. What a stunning, stunning fish. And a great one to end on. Of course, it's obviously worth saying that grayling are beautiful fish. They are absolutely stunning. But if you haven't got grayling near you, because they're not that widespread, are they? Then this method, it does work for all sorts of river species. You know, you can do this for roach, for dace, scale things up and do it for chub. You know, it is just such a beautifully simple way to fish. And I absolutely love it. I think that's me done now. What an incredible session it turned out to be. A whole bunch of twos. The rumours are true, just 2 ounces short of the £3 mark. Certainly going to come back here through winter. Talking of that, I know it's going to get cold very, very soon. I mean, it's getting there now. By the time you watch this, it might be freezing cold. I urge you to come out and try this. Give it a go. Because you've got minimum amount of gear and you're moving around, you don't really feel the cold. It's a great method in winter. You stay nice and warm, you stay nice and mobile. And yeah, I do urge you to give it a go.